Good morning. This is State Representative Robert Martwick, and I'm coming to you from my office in Springfield, Illinois. It's May 26, 2017, and I want to wish you all a happy Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you all enjoy it. We will be down here in Springfield, as we are every year, working through trying to get to our budget deadline, and we'll be talking more about that in just a second. So a brief update. There's been a lot going on. We only have a few days left. Our budget deadline is May 31st, and as everyone knows, it's been nearly 3 years without a full, comprehensive, and balanced budget ever since Governor Rauner took office. And I'm sure you want to know how close are we getting. We're going to talk about that in a minute. In the meantime, I have a couple of really good bits of news. Yesterday, I had a pretty good day here on the floor of the House of Representatives. The first thing is that the elected school board bill, which will provide an elected school board for the Chicago Public Schools, meaning that we, the citizens of Chicago, the taxpayers of Chicago, the families, the students, the teachers, the parents of Chicago, will have the same elected accountability over the decision-making of our public schools as every other school district in the state. This is something that's been long overdue. It's something the citizens want. And we passed the bill in the House yesterday. It's going to the Senate. Now, this happened last year, and it stalled in the Senate, but I want you to know that I've been working hand in hand with Senator Governor Rauner, who is our Senate sponsor, from the very beginning of the process this year. And I think that cooperation, I mean, literally 2 meetings a week, conference calls, working with people interested and involved in advocating for this issue, and I think that we have a plan to get this through the Senate and to the governor's desk. And given the overwhelming support that it's received, I would be hard-pressed to see that the governor would be willing to deny citizens the right to an elected school board. So that's number one, and that's really good news. Number two, property tax relief. Yesterday, I passed a package in conjunction with Cook County Assessor Joseph Barrios. We worked on this together that would increase homeowners exemptions for residents of Cook County. So that means everyone in my district, everyone in Cook County, will receive a higher level of homeowner exemption, which would reduce your property tax burden, right? So this is property tax relief, not a freeze. A freeze is phony. Property tax relief. It increases homeowners exemptions for everyone. It also increases the level of the senior exemption, providing our senior citizens with an additional level of relief so that they can stay in their homes. And finally, it provides an expansion of the limits for people to qualify for the senior freeze. So the senior freeze, the total household income was set at $55,000 to be eligible. That has been the same since 2008. So 9 years later, we're moving that up to a total household income of $65,000 or less will qualify you for the senior freeze, meaning property tax relief for everybody, additional property tax relief for senior citizens, helping people stay in their homes, helping people afford their high property taxes in Cook County. So 2 great pieces of legislation. Thank you, Assessor Barrios, for this initiative. This has already passed the Senate. We're going to get this to the governor's desk, both of these things, and I think we're going to be able to accomplish a couple of good things here in Springfield in this last week. Finally, let's get to the budget, right? This is the big thing. We have only a few days left. In fact, 4 days left of session until we hit our budget deadline. So how likely is it that we're going to get a budget? Well, good news is that the Senate has passed a budget, and the House Democrats are working on a budget. And we are working on rectifying or reconciling the 2 budgets together so that we can present a balanced budget to the governor. It won't be easy, but it's not going to have any fuzzy math in it either. It's going to be an actual mathematical solution to our budget, making cuts where we can make cuts, raising revenues where we can raise revenues, without putting an undue burden on the citizens of our state. The problem is that guy right there. Okay, so while the Democrats have been working on a budget and in the House, and the Democrats have been working on a budget in the Senate, he's still not talking to anybody. He refuses to talk to us. He refuses to meet with us. We even, after 3 years, offered to meet with him to discuss his turnaround agenda, and he's refused our meetings. I don't know how we'll ever get it done. I've really come to the conclusion that he doesn't want to get it done. How do I know that? Because while we are days away, he has been busy through his mouthpiece in the Republican House Jim Durkin, has been playing politics. Many of you may have received a robocall recently talking about a bill that I had that I've been working on very carefully with the assessor's office and with Alderman John Arena and Alderman Nick Sposato to try and rein in a loophole in our property tax system without punishing good neighbors. So trying to find a very complicated solution to this problem. They hijacked my bill to make politics for the gubernatorial race, which is not until November of next year. And now they're doing a robocall into my district. Clearly, they're not focused on the budget. This is not the time to be playing politics, and they really ought to be ashamed of themselves. They ought to be working on the budget. But that tells you exactly what that guy wants to do. He's not interested in a budget. He'd rather see the state collapse. But we're going to keep fighting. We're going to present a budget. It's going to be a mathematical budget, something he's never done. As many of you know who's watched this video, he's never presented a budget that wasn't $7 billion out of balance. Fuzzy math, false promises, nothing gets done. We're going to do it. We're going to do it right. There's going to be political consequences. I'm willing to talk to you and explain about it. So if you want to know about the budget, call my office. We can set up a town hall meeting. You can come and meet me one-on-one. We'll chat over the phone. We'll have emails. Reach out to me. We'll talk about a balanced budget. But we're going to do the right thing. It may be tough now, but at least you won't suffer down the line if we can get this passed. The only key is getting that guy on board. That might be the challenge. I don't know if it's possible, but we'll hold his feet to the fire. That's what we do in a democracy. We like democracy in Chicago. We like democracy in the state of Illinois. We're going to hold his feet to the fire. That's my update for now. May 31st is the budget deadline. I hope I have good news for you. I have a feeling that we will have good news that we passed a budget here in the legislature. What happens after that, whether or not he's willing to sign it or not, will be up to him, but we'll keep the pressure on. So I look forward to your comments, your critiques, your criticism. Some good news today, some potentially good news for tomorrow. We'll stay in touch. Thanks for watching.